This meeting is being recorded.
Go ahead, Flora. You can start with your introduction with little
Hi, my
smiling
name is
face. Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah,
no problem.
go ahead.
So my name is Flora Kunjaman, and I'm based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I have graduated from University of North Carolina with cum laude in the year 2020. And after graduating from 2020 from Bachelor's of Computer Science, I got an offer from Wells Fargo through the college itself, and I was placed as in Wells Fargo, and I worked there for 6 months as a technology associate, and then it got promoted to engineering analysts. And after working over a year, over like around 2 years, I moved to Lowe's as an associate software engineer, where I worked on various API development, microservices, Kafka, and also the databases I worked on was PostgreSQL and MongoDB. While at Wells Fargo, I have an opportunity working with SQL databases as well. And then I moved to Home Depot. I got a 3 years of experience working. I got promoted once when I was at Home Depot, and I worked on various projects, including developing an API from the scratch. Google BigQuery was the BigQuery I worked on, and also I have experience working with various CI/CD DevOps as well, like GitHub Actions, APG management systems, OpenShift, and Kubernetes. Um, and Database wise, we use BigQuery and OpenTelemetry for logging. I have experienced various logging tools as well, like Kibana and Elasticsearch. Um, so pretty much all this, and also I have two other degrees as well, but those are different in aerospace technology. One is from IIT Kharagpur. In the year
Oh wow!
2014, I graduated from masters in aerospace technology after getting an all India rank of 13, a 99.9 percentile.
Oh
um,
man,
so
that's
um,
awesome.
I know.
That's
I
awesome.
know.
And
Yeah.
we spent our time, applying for any course in
um,
IIT.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
very hard,
that's tough.
actually,
That
but
toughest exam. Yeah.
luckily.
Go ahead.
Um, so pretty much that's much I have been in years from the year 2017, and I am a US citizen now. And within 2.5 years, I was able to finish my bachelor's in computer science because I want to shift from aerospace because of my passion in coding. So I shift to computer science, and I graduated in about 2.5 years from UNCC. Since then, I have been in Charlotte and mostly like remote jobs. Um, yeah. So I'm looking for challenging and growth opportunities, especially
Awesome.
as a senior
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, awesome.
software engineer.
So tell me more about your project, current project that you are doing. Like, if you can explain me the architecture of your current project. Flora, I would not be going in other discussion that we already had over the phone. So probably I will be covering up only the technical part, right? So if you could tell me the architecture of your current application or the last project that you were working, probably it will help me to go in depth.
Okay. So the latest project I worked on, I'd say it's a city promo disclosure project. So I'll tell you, if you go to homedepot.com, there was a legal issue that was happening with Home Depot, that they used to take the payment of the customer even without showing the promotion
Mm-hmm.
disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for example, if it's a 12-month financing, 24-month financing, when the customer check out with the Home Depot credit card, they were not able to see the promotion disclosure. On only after payment they were able to see the promotion disclosure, which was a
Okay.
legal issue, which was a legal UDAP issue. So we used to get 600,000 calls from the customer, and it was a lot of customer frictions. And from the back end also, from the associate side also, it was a lot of friction. So how we did that is, my project was showing the promotion disclosure at the checkout page. So when the customer selects the Home Depot credit card, they should be able to see the promotion disclosure. So
Mm-hmm.
what we do is, there is an endpoint, which is a price engine endpoint, which gives this information. So I developed an API where the calls will be, when the front end will get a condition called as the card should be Home Depot credit card, and the page should be checkout. If in these two conditions, the front end will give us a notification, and when we get that, okay, the customer has selected the Home Depot credit card and it's a checkout page, we send those information. We have introduced a flag which is called check auto credit flag, a flag for our project, and we will send that flag to the price engine, which is the source of promotion disclosure. We will get those information, and then we will frame it
Very
in such
nice.
a way. We have changed our schema, the input schema, the output schema, the schema that we need to
So,
send
sorry to
to the
interrupt you,
price
Flora.
engine.
You have worked on creating these schemas as well, or how is it?
Oh yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
the
Very
what
positive.
flag we have. Yes, what
Mhm.
flag we have to send to the price engine, the name of the flags, where it has to be sent, like whether it has to be within wrapped within an item or any other schemas, like what flag and how the schema should be. All those design and everything also I was a part of for the project.
Okay, awesome. Tell me one thing. You were talking about the customers, how they are making the payment. So, in that situation, if you get an API, of course, you must be getting APIs, right? So, how do you secure those APIs?
Okay, so I'll tell. So whenever there is an API, there is a client token and client secret. Hello,
I can hear you. Go
Asif,
ahead. I can hear you.
is it frozen? Yeah. Okay, there is this client token and that client secret that the API gives us. Okay, those API client token and client token, I'll say OAuth token, JWT token. So that token we say we have it in our YAML file. When we
Wow.
call the API, we have this client secret, we have this OAuth tokens, and we call them. But we call to a particular URL, we get the bearer token. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
when we get the bearer token, they have the time limit for that bearer token. For example, we have set it for like 10 minutes. Okay, after that the bearer token, we have to get the bearer token again. So when once we get that bearer token, what we do is in the header, in the authorization header, we have the bearer plus that token, and we call the API, and that API will see whether the bearer token is right. So there is like this authentication and this authorization. So what we do is for every API call, first it goes through this authentication process. All right, and then what happens is once the authentication is everything is perfect, like then we go through the authorization process. For example, our API, if you want to write to their databases or if you want to have a specific access like read, so we have for the particular type client token or secret that they gave us, that is associated with certain authorization. Okay, sometimes we are only able to do it write operations or only read operations, so certain kind of access is only is there for that particular client token and client secret. So definitely they give us the client token, and that's how we drive. Otherwise, we can't even call their APIs if the bearer token is not perfect.
Okay, very nice. Excellent. How would you differentiate in between authentication and authorization?
Okay, I'll tell. So what is this authentication is for everything starts through this authentication. So let me tell you the example with this ping access and ping federate. Okay, ping federate is the one that is like starting point, and that is
Hey,
where the
sorry to
we
interrupt
have
you.
the
You did work with
authentication.
Ping
Yeah,
Federate also?
ping federate, federation gateway.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
would love
because
to
that
stop the
is all.
conversation here, but again, since this is the process manager will watch, I would like to continue. Yeah. I have a solid position. I'm 100% sure you will crack it.
Thank you, Asif, for your kind words.
Okay.
Um,
So how do you,
shall I
yeah, I
continue?
got it. How do you secure how do you design or maybe implement a RESTful API?
Okay. So I'll tell the project that I worked on. How
Mm-hmm.
would I design? So basically, everything is like schema generated. So the whatever integrations we are looking for, we have to make sure that the schema is aligned. So we have first the schema changes, and then all the Spring starts with this REST controller. So if it's a post request, get request, delete request. If you want to update the database, we go for update request. So all these we all starts with this controller class, and then we decide like the business logic need to be written in the at service class, and then if you have so the promote disclosure need to be information need to be saved to the database. So we need to have the add the update request that is in the resource class, that is at repository resource class, that we do those
Great. Great.
connections with the DB layer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great, great.
And then and then we have the service layer. Of course, service layer is, I would call, the main layer. The controller class, we don't write a lot of code in there. We just write the controller, like the rest at the post mapping request,
Mm-hmm,
whatever request.
mm-hmm.
And the main thing is, whatever request is coming, we have to validate it. We have to definitely put a validation token, validation there, like what is the request, right, if it's matching. Or suppose we need a, we have some required fields as well as optional fields. So whether the fields are required, and if it's not present, then we throw an error back to the customer saying, sorry, this input is required. Or suppose, let me give you an example. If you go to the checkout page at homedepot.com, and if there is a promotion code that the customer added, and if it's not right, if it's some wrong promotional code the customer added to get the benefits, so then once we get the promotional code, we do our validation within our code itself. We call a specific recaptcha token, all those different APIs, and we make sure that the token that the customer input is right. If it's not, then we throw an error back to the customer saying that, sorry, the token is invalid. So all this validation, it happens in the very first part of our code, part of my code. And then the service layer, which where all the logic happens, main logic connecting to the databases, request formation. So there, if one API has to call like 10 different integrations to get information back, so all those integrations we do, we call those, reframe those requests in separate requests class, depending on the integrations. Then we get the response back. We tailor our response in our code to show it to the customer like how we want, right? It has to match the schema. And the response transformation happens, and then we get back, and we give the response back to the customer. And based on the response, the front end will take those particular responses that they need, and then they will frame the page, or the checkout or the cart page, or whichever front end page the
Very nice,
customer
very
is
nice. Yeah,
intended to
yeah.
load.
I think that is okay. Have you ever? I saw in your resume it talks a lot of mentions on Kubernetes, your experience with OpenShift. So would you like to help me to understand if you ever have deployed any application in OpenShift or Kubernetes?
All our application that's in Home Depot, it's in Kubernetes and OpenShift. Okay, so OpenShift is nothing but Kubernetes plus a UI. So a beautiful UI that we see. So what we do is, once we deploy through this Docker. We have all our applications. The code that we have, when we commit everything, it goes into a Docker container. Through the Docker container, we deploy through GitHub Actions, and it goes through the different pods. So in our code,
Mm-hmm.
in our YAML file itself, we have the auto scaling, how much we have to go, how much auto scaling, what machine type. Sometimes we want a better machine. So all those configuration details we give in our code itself, and we deploy those. And then depending on the traffic, we have like multiple pods. And also sometimes our application needs to collect the as secrets, right? So we have the vault mechanism as well, the secrets as well, where all these secrets are stored. And then sometimes our code needs some YAMLs.
Yeah,
So
excellent,
those
excellent.
information are
Yeah,
also
yeah.
picked up from the OpenShift. So all this vault, and all the secrets and security as well, everything is there as well. So yeah, I have definitely worked on, because everything is on Kubernetes.
Okay, awesome. I really do not need further communication or technical evaluation. I'm pretty confident that something will happen for sure. So Thursday, you have any plan? Can you visit our Valentine office in Charlotte for in person? Probably they will just do 40 minutes interview and done.
No, sorry, is it with Bank of America direct?
Ma'am, we are direct vendor of Bank of America. I think I already mentioned in the morning call. So we are the direct vendor
Yeah.
and you
No,
will be
no.
getting a
I'm
good
thinking,
rate.
is it a final interview, like Thursday, or like how it goes?
Thursday will be the final round. Okay, so we have multiple line of businesses. And again, you are being presented for GIS line of business, which is 5 days on site first. Second, there are a couple of managers who are hiring for Charlotte location. One is Shiva Ishwara and his team. There is another manager, Nitin and Shalendar. So he is hiring for his own roles. There are a couple of other managers like Andrew Pinkerton, many managers. I mean, as you are open like Asif, give me at least 65. I have my doors open. I have many positions that I will help you. But how is that going to work? One interview at a time. Okay. Okay, so the interview that I'm talking about on Thursday is basically just one down and done, meaning 45 minutes, either you will get selected or you will get rejected. I have high intuition that you have worked with Ping Federate. I'm pretty sure they will like you because they are crazy for people who has exposure with Ping Federate. First thing. Second, the position that I have with Shiva, they will just do 30 minutes of a screening call and they will ask you to come for in person. Again, all the interviews will require on-site interviews. You may feel little exhausted, little frustrated, but I ensure you in one interview or two you will have an offer with bank. That is my surety. Any question you have
Sounds
now?
Yes, sounds really good, and I'm all set. So the role is GIS. Okay, give me a little bit of job description as well,
So
and
I
yeah,
see there is
Friday,
no job
Thursday.
description. I tell you. Basically, this team is migrating their data center from. Okay, so they have Philadelphia data center. They have other Ohio data centers. They are those data centers are actually built on WebLogic and Java 8. Now they are migrating completely into uh, OpenShift OCP. Okay,
Hmm.
so this is the complete migration project. You will be involved into DevOps practices also. Like probably I would say they want someone who has done end to end development, designing, testing, deployment. So they need everything. Like if you have done end to end all steps of SDLC, probably this is what they are looking for. They're not going to ask, they're not going to bombard you with multiple questions. They will pick one branch, they will come to the root from the same branch. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
So this is how they will be talking to you. But anyways, Thursday probably I will let you know when to come. Just want to reconfirm the timing. But Thursday I will be setting up your in-person interview for sure. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Nice talking to you, Flora. I hope I can get you an offer as quickly as possible. Maybe this week itself. I'm pretty confident. Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds
Thank you
good. Yeah,
so
I'll
much.
I'll
Yeah.
try my
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Flora.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Asif.
Asif.
No problem. Bye.